Hey, what's up everyone? Lord Pasta here, and it's been brought to my attention earlier today that an announcement has been made, and a trailer has been made for a Kerbal Space Program 2. Now, this announcement has taken everybody by surprise. First of all, apparently Squad, the people who have actually created the original Kerbal Space Program, apparently Squad will not be creating this Kerbal Space Program 2. Instead, an organization known as Star Theory will create Kerbal Space Program 2. Now, people who know me know that I've been a big fan of Kerbal Space Program for many years, since 2013 when I first got the game. I sort of go along with my own crowd, my own sub-community of the Kerbal Space Program community known as the Gentlemen's Naval Battle Club of Kerbal Space Program, an organization that was created around Macy D, the YouTuber who created a video series describing the battles and the explorations of a starship that he created in stock Kerbal Space Program. So I've decided that it might be of everybody's interest that I take a look at this trailer and just sort of give my comments, what I'm expecting to see from the game, what I hope to see from the game, and my thoughts on the trailer itself. Now, obviously, I'm going to mute the trailer here because I don't want to get copyright strict or anything like that, but as we can see here in this opening shot, the level of graphics is astonishing and something that I would hope to see in the actual final product. However, I would like to keep note that this is just a trailer. None of this is actual gameplay, as it says in the bottom. But just look at that stunning detail on the MUN's surface there. I'm assuming that's the MUN. And the interior view of the cockpit. I'm wondering if that's going to be a feature that they add in the game. Some more cinematic shots. Again, we're going to see as the landing module gets closer to the surface. Here we can see some dust. Perhaps that will be an element in the game. The molding of the surface of the MUN would also be something interesting to see in the game. Perhaps you could create like tunneling vessels that tunnel underneath the ground. I don't know, that's just speculation at this point. And here we can see the Kerbal falling onto the landing strut and breaking it in that unique manner. It's a very unique manner that is different from the stock game, the stock version of KSP, where a part will either be detached wholly or will be destroyed. However, what this is suggesting is that parts themselves will be moldable, something like the blocks of Space Engineers, which I'm a fan of. Again, we can see more examples of this type of moldable parts with the crashing of the vessel into the satellite array. Earlier, we can see various shots going very quickly. I'll have to go over them individually, but we saw some wheels interacting with the terrain and some different futuristic types of propulsion here. Again, with the effects, we don't know if those will be in the actual gameplay. All the different places that you can go. I assume there was a lathe there. And here's the other major addition or feature of KSP2 that is assumed to be part of the game would be colonizing, creating these other outposts. Very interesting parts seen there. I keep on looking at those habitat modules and I'm thinking how amazing those would look in the center of sort of a giant starship, you know? But that's immediately where my mind goes. I just want to warn you before I go into these individualized talking points. The audio is crap. Apparently it picked up the audio from my webcam, but I hope you'll bear with me here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the individualized frames that I skipped over. Here, all I'm going to be focusing on is the plumes. Here we can see going around from the launch pad. Some questions I have is, will this always be the same amount of plumage? How will the plumage be calculated? Will there be any effects of this plumage? Will it be different for different types of rockets, different types of propellant? That sort of thing. We don't know. That's just more to speculate upon. Here, once again, is some more of that so-called manipulation of the parts as individuals rather as a whole that is similar to the plots of space engineers, as I said. That will excuse me, that will give a new level of depth to collisions, as we can see here. Um, Definitely will create a huge buzz in the Gentlemen's Naval Battle Club as we do build battleships to sort of role play against each other. Just overall interesting stuff with this. I do assume this is very highly a probable um, thing to be included in the actual game, so I'm very excited about all of that. And as you all probably know, I assume many of you have already seen the Scott Manley review of this. This unique curiosity of a planet here, um, with a pole like directly on the equator, doesn't really make much sense. I immediately thought for a split second, oh, it's tidally locked, but then I realized the pole would be on the other side, and I was like, wow, I'm really dumb for thinking that. But yeah, this is a very interesting thing, especially because the team that's working on this claims to be working with actual scientists, so they're trying to do more of a scientifically accurate approach to their universe building, which is something that was kind of lacking in the original KSP, what with Eve, which is purple, and Joel, which is green. Um, there aren't really real scientific explanations, I believe, for those colorations. Um, I'm not an expert in any scientific field, but I'm pretty sure there aren't gases um, that would be in that level of abundance that would cause a planet to be purple. Here we can see some more features that will be available in KSP2, probably custom colorations, if not custom colorations of parts, maybe color schemes that you can choose from. I'm really loving the look of this sort of ship here. And the other thing that we can see is these artificial gravity rings, which use the centrifugal, or however you say that word, the centrifugal force um, to produce gravity. Um, Perhaps these will be needed for interstellar voyages. Something else that is likely to be in the actual product of the final game. Here we can see asteroids in maybe a ring system or an asteroid belt. Again, they did say they're going for a level of scientific realism. Um, Asteroid belts don't actually have objects this close together. That's a myth propagated by science fiction. So again, I'm not really sure if they're going for scientific accuracy. Perhaps this is a ring system. They do mention a ring system that is shown within this trailer, and it could be within that ring system. Very interesting stuff. Here we can see all these amazing graphics in this image here. I love the dark tones. I'm wondering if this is a different planet. Perhaps they're analog for Eve. And with this scene, this is the final scene that I want to take a look at. Earlier I mentioned that perhaps we're going to get manipulation of a planet's surface to some extent. And I almost believe this to be more likely than you may think. As we can see here, we have ice, and it's a commonly proposed procedure with NASA and other space agencies to send to the icy moons of Saturn and Jupiter, which this is a gas giant, and this is a moon of that gas giant, send a probe that will melt through the ice and down into the oceans below. Perhaps we could see something like that within KSP2. Perhaps that would lend credence to my speculation, if you will, of manipulation of planet's surface. We already do have manipulation of planet's surface to some extent in KSP stock with the Gathering of Wars. And there we have it, KSP2. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I haven't looked up all the information. This is kind of just like a first look perspective into it. I'm sure a lot of people know a lot more than I do. There is a Steam page up for this already. There's probably more information there. But yeah, definitely when this comes out, I'm gonna check it out because I want to get on that. I want to get on that Kerbal Space Program 2 train. I definitely want to be the first one to build a fully functional star battleship in KSP 2. I'm sure there'll be lots of opportunities to do that. Because in the original KSP, what really made me fall in love with that was the versatility of the game. You could build aircraft, you could build boats, you could build cars, you could build um, anything basically, and people have built many things back before there were rotors, before the DLCs. You could build stock propellers, and I'd love to push the game to its limit. I'm hoping that spirit is brought forward in Kerbal Space Program 2, um, because that's what sort of gets you hooked on the game. But anyways, that has been my thoughts on KSP2. Do you have any thoughts of your own? Leave them down in the comments below. I will try to respond to any conversations that involve me. I've been Lord Pasta. As always, have a good day and goodbye.